Right now, somewhere in your life, someone less skilled than you is winning. Not because they are better, but because they are more certain. They speak without hesitation. They move with an unspoken authority. And the world, drawn to the magnetic pull of conviction, gives them what they want. Meanwhile, you hesitate. You overthink. You wait for the perfect moment or the perfect words, a moment that never comes. And as you wait, the opportunities that could have been yours are seized by the bold. This isn't a lecture on confidence. This is a lesson in control. 500 years ago, in the corridors of power in Renaissance Florence, a man named Niccolò Machiavelli wrote the ultimate rulebook for understanding power. He knew that power doesn't flow to the most deserving, but to those who understand the psychology of human nature. Today, we are going to decode Machiavelli's most profound secrets. This is not about being cruel or manipulative. It's about becoming psychologically unshakable. We'll explore how to master your presence, your speech, and your emotions, so that you are no longer a servant to your own self-doubt, but the master of your own destiny. Part 1. How to overcome self-doubt. Before you can control a room, you must first control the person you bring into it. And for many of us, the person we bring is not a ruler, but a servant. The psychological fact is, we are conditioned from childhood to seek approval. We are trained to be polite, to not cause trouble, to ask for permission. This creates an inner servant, a voice in your head that hesitates, overthinks, and apologizes for taking up space. It's the voice that whispers, "Are you sure you should say that?" Or, "What will they think of me?" This inner servant is the root of all weakness. Machiavelli understood that those who constantly ask for power will never be granted it. Power is not given, it is demonstrated. The transformation begins with a simple but radical act. You must decide that the inner servant's reign is over. This is not a battle against the world, but against the version of yourself that is still desperate to be liked. When the servant wants to shrink, you must expand. Take up a little more space in your chair. When the servant wants to explain or justify, you must hold a deliberate silence. When the servant wants to apologize for having an opinion, you must state it as a calm fact. This isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about building a new identity through small, repeated acts of defiance against your own conditioning. The Greek philosopher Aristotle taught that moral excellence is the result of habit. He said, "We are what we repeatedly do." In the same way, inner power is not a feeling you wait for. It is an identity you build through repeated action. You don't feel powerful and then act. You act, and in the acting, you become powerful. Your first rule is simple. If a thought, habit, or feeling makes you smaller, you must challenge it. The world will tell you to be nice. But there is a Machiavellian truth to consider. Nice people are often seen as useful tools, while respected people are seen as valuable forces. Respect is earned not through agreeableness, but through a calm, unshakable certainty in your own worth. Part 2. The power of presence and silence. Powerful people don't arrive loudly. They arrive with presence. It's not in their voice, it's in their stillness, their silence, their gaze. They don't need to be known or even liked. They just need the atmosphere in the room to shift the moment they enter. Machiavelli observed this in the royal courts. The true ruler wasn't always the king on the throne. Sometimes it was the quiet advisor in the corner who rarely spoke. But when he did, the entire court leaned in to listen. The psychological principle here is that silence creates gravity and control. We are conditioned to think that talking makes us dominant, but it often does the opposite. It makes us predictable. The person who is constantly talking is revealing their thoughts, their insecurities, their desire for approval. The person who is calmly silent is a mystery. You don't know what they're thinking, and that makes them a perceived threat. Here's how you cultivate this presence. Move slowly and deliberately. Anxious people rush. They talk fast, they walk fast, they interrupt. This signals a lack of control. A person who is truly in command is in no hurry. Predators don't sprint unless it's time to strike. Until then, they move with a calm, measured economy of motion. Observe before you speak. When you enter a new environment, don't immediately try to impress or join the conversation. Take a moment. Observe. Absorb the dynamics of the room. Let others rush to prove themselves while you calculate. The one who speaks last has the advantage of having heard everyone else first. Use silence as a tool. After you speak, or after someone asks you a question, allow a moment of silence to hang in the air. This does two things. It makes your words feel more considered and weighty, and it subtly dares people to challenge you. Most won't, because the silence makes them uncomfortable, not you. You don't chase energy, you become a source of gravity that pulls energy toward you. Indifference to approval is a final form of power. Carry yourself, not with arrogance, but with the quiet certainty of someone who has already chosen themselves. If the room wasn't yours when you entered, by the time you leave, they will remember it as if it was. Part 3. How to speak with power and certainty. Your words are not just sounds. They are signals of your position in the world. And most people speak as if they are apologizing for existing. They use a rising, questioning tone. They fill their sentences with, like, I think, and maybe. This is not speech. It's self-sabotage. Machiavelli knew that power is not just in what you say, but in the unspoken certainty with which you say it. The psychological reality is that humans are not creatures of logic. We are creatures of conviction. If you sound sure, people will assume you are right. If you hesitate, they will assume you are not worth listening to. So what does a Machiavellian voice sound like? It is calm, measured, and final. Speak in declarations, not questions. State your opinions as facts. Instead of, I think maybe we should go this way. Say, this is the way we are going. Lower your vocal tone at the end of sentences, instead of raising it. This simple change transforms a suggestion into a decision. Eliminate soft language. Burn the escape hatches from your vocabulary. Never say, I could be wrong, but, or, this might be a stupid question. These phrases are designed to soften the blow, but all they do is signal your own lack of conviction. Say what you mean and leave it there. Speak less, mean more. The more you say, the more you dilute your power. High-status individuals often speak less, but their words carry more weight. Let others fill the silence. The person who feels the need to talk constantly is the one who is not in control. The Roman Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should be silent for the most part, or speak only what is necessary, and in few words. This is not about being antisocial. It's about understanding that every word you spend is a piece of your power. Spend it wisely. When you speak, the room should feel it. Not because you are loud, but because of the unshakable certainty behind your words. Part 4. The key to emotional control. Confidence without emotional control is just decoration. You can walk tall and speak well, but if a single insult can trigger you, or a single compliment can make you compliant, you are not powerful, you are manageable. And, As Machiavelli knew, manageable people are used as tools and discarded the moment they lose their usefulness. The final and most important battle is not in the room. It's in your own mind. You are not truly free until you master the invisible war. This is about becoming psychologically unreachable, not emotionless, but unshakable. You still feel everything: anger, pride, doubt, but you act on nothing unless it serves your long-term purpose. When someone insults you, you don't react. You analyze. What is their motive? What insecurity are they revealing with their attack? An insult is not an injury. It's data. When someone praises you, you don't melt. You analyze. Why are they offering this praise now? What do they want? Accept it graciously, but with a cool understanding of its purpose. When someone ignores you, you don't panic. You observe. Their silence gives you information about their priorities and their perception of you. This is the core of Stoicism. As the Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The outside world will constantly test you. People will praise you, insult you, and ignore you to see how you react. When they discover that nothing they do can move you from your center, they realize something terrifying. You are one of the few people they cannot control. So how do you rewire your mind for this? You must kill the need to be understood. The desire to explain yourself, to be validated, is the root virus that makes you controllable. You don't exist to be understood. You exist to achieve your objectives. You kill the fear of rejection, because a Machiavellian mind doesn't chase acceptance. It controls access to its time and energy. This is how powerful people are built. Not by becoming robots, but by becoming undeniable. Because once no one can move you emotionally, they can only watch you move with precision and wonder what you'll do next.